Now, the South African Montessori Association is calling for government to allow early childhood centres to reopen. It says the closure of the centres will result in job losses. They have been closed for at least 3 months now. The association says they should be permitted to operate if they are in compliance with the health regulations. Meanwhile, grade 6, 11 and some grade R's are expected back in the classroom today. For more on this, I'm now joined by the association's Samantha Streak. Samantha, very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Why do you think at the present moment there's a bit of hesitation from social development, the Department of Social Development, to let you guys operate?
To be really honest, I wish I did know. We are completely confused by it. We would really love DSD to follow the lead of the Department of Basic Education. As frustrated as people might be with them, I think they've done a good job at taking a differentiated approach, allowing schools who are ready to open. And DSD, we are all, the entire sector is flummoxed as to why we cannot get an opening date.
The Social Development Minister, she sent out a communique yesterday, media statement, reminding operators of ECD centres and partial care facilities to complete the self-assessment. So you go online and you complete a self-assessment. Are your members doing so? And, you know, what do they aim to do with that self-assessment at the end of the day, do you think?
Well, the self-assessment, from our point of view, is predominantly to gather statistics on registered and unregistered ECDs. And we appreciate the need for that. However, this isn't the time. I think that the process it's been open. People have done it across all associations, across all sectors. People are ready. They've been told that they may return to school as staff to set up their environments. And to be honest, through our alliance with the Independent Schools Association, NAISA, through all of our associations, the only directive we received yesterday was a statement from a representative of UNICEF instructing us not to open. So we confused about who's running DSD and why we cannot get a directive.
Tell me about the financial impact the closures have had on some of the DS or your ECD, some of these early childhood development centres.
It's devastating. The impact is devastating. I know of several schools that have been forced to close, even larger schools, because we cannot sustain the overheads that go, particularly in the private sector, with 4 months of closure. It's not possible. ECDs are not profit-generating organizations. They don't have 4 months of kind of reserves to draw from. So it's not a profitable sector, and the economic impact on predominantly women, on many single women who are working hard to provide for their families, it's huge, the devastation.
And when we're talking of about almost 30,000 ECD operators who run the risk of permanent closure. And also one of the key things as well is, with the economy opening up now, the particular level we're at, many households which are led by women, many of those are going back to work and they may have young kids. What happens to those kids? Who's looking after them?
That's the question that every one of those women have to face every morning. Do I go to my job, or do I leave my children unsupervised? And, that's just not a fair situation to put people in. There should be a differentiated approach where when a school is ready to open, an ECD centre is fully compliant, we've all received the levels of requirement that we are expected to meet. Schools, ECD centres, for the most part, are ready to open. And I think that if DSD shifted their energy towards allowing those who are ready to open and those who are not ready, give them the support they need to be able to open, rather than having all of this concern around statistic gathering.
Now, Samantha, you've said before that some of your members are saying that they will open either way because they almost have no choice but to break the law.
That's right. I mean, it's not a stance that as an association we endorse, but across the ECD sector, even outside of our Montessori school members, this is a position that people are faced with. And of course we don't endorse breaking the law, but we have immense empathy with them. They are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
All right, thank you so much for speaking with us. That's Samantha Streak there, from the South African Montessori Association.